Good morning, future and fellow weirdos of the flock. Welcome! So, yesterday, where we left off, King Hiram, who was ever a lover of David, sent to King Solomon saying, "Here's some stuff, trees and shit." And then Solomon's like, "I'm going to use this to build God a house." And Hiram's like, "Man, you're so smart." And Solomon's like, "I know, but listen, I need more. Look, nobody does trees like you Sidonians, right? So I need some." I'm afraid of that sound. Can you hear that? I don't know what that is. I want to go do the white girl thing and look. White girls are the most nosiest people. That's why they get killed first. I don't want to get killed first. Oh my god, I want to go look. Okay, I'm not going to go look. Okay. So, Solomon was telling King Hiram, "Nobody does trees like you guys, man. You guys are so awesome at the tree thing. So listen. Can you give me more? Because I got to build God's house." And that guy is totally picky. It's like Fugazi. Look, can you do it? And Hiram's like, "Yeah, haha, we are the best. And yes, I can do that for you. But I need some food." And Solomon's like, "Food? All right, I give you all the food. I need some stuff to build a house." So Hiram gives them the stuff to build God's house, and Solomon gives them food. So they start building God's house, right? And it takes them a hot second, but they finish the temple on Nikki K the Great's birthday. One day and a wake up. Yeah, one day and a wake up. Then it's my birthday and the temple is finished. Yeah, okay. So, come on in, come on in, come on in. Welcome to the party pen, where we party with God every morning. We have a good time. Fucking right. So, leave your shoes on as you come in, it's fine. And then stop right over here and grab you some Keep Other People Alive juice. Then come in and pack a bowl. I have bowls. I also have another bowl. It's hidden around here somewhere. So pack one of these great bowls and then grab a cigarette and get comfy, because we are about to smoke it, read it, drink it, have good time. Okay, now we're on chapter 7. Okay, Solomon was building his own house 13 years, and he finished all his house. But he built also the house of the forest of Lebanon. The length thereof was 100 cubits, and the breadth 50 cubits. Why do you need a house that big? You're not even going to live there. Why does he need a house that big? He's not even going to live there. This is bullshit. But I guess maybe he had to make it that big for all them songs. You know, a different house, a different song. So let's find out. Okay. And the height was 30 cubits upon 4 rows of cedar pillars, with cedar beams upon the pillars. And it was covered with cedar upon the beams that lay 45 pillars, 15 in a row. This is crazy. And it was covered with cedar above upon the beams that lay on 45 pillars, 15 in a row. And there were windows in 3 rows, and light was against light in 3 ranks. And the doors and posts were square with the windows, and the light was against light in 3 ranks. I don't know what the fuck that means. And he made a porch of pillars, the length 50 cubits, and the breadth 30 cubits. And the porch was before them, and the other pillars and the thick beam were before them. Then he made a porch for the throne, where he might judge. Even the porch of judgment, and it was covered with cedar from one side of the floor to the other. And his house, where he dwelt, had another court within the porch, which was of like work. Solomon made also a house for Pharaoh's daughter, whom he had taken to wife, like unto this porch. So he's like, go live on the porch. I can't. Oh my God, I can't. Okay. And these were of costly stones, according to the measure of hewed stones, sawed with saws, within and without, even from the foundation. Hold on. Even unto the foundation, unto the coping, and so the outside toward the great court. And the foundation was of costly stones, even great stones, stones of 10 cubits, 8 cubits, and above were costly stones, after the measure of hewed stones and cedars. And the great court round about was with 3 rows of hewed stones, and a row of cedar beams, both for the inner and outer courts of the house. Oh, both for the inner court of the house. Hold on. Even to the great court round about. Okay, so this was the house that he was building for his wife, Pharaoh's daughter. Okay, so this is the porch. Okay, and above were costly stones, after the measure of hewed stones and cedars. And the great court round about was with 3 rows of hewed stone, and a row of cedar beams, both for the inner court of the house of the Lord, and for the porch of the house. And King Solomon sent and fetched Hiram out of Tyre. Okay. So this is not King Hiram. This is some kid called Hiram, and he's out of a place called Tyre. Okay. He was a widow's son of the tribe of Naphtali. Oh. Naphtali. And his father was a man of Tyre, a worker in brass, and he was filled with wisdom and understanding. Cunning work, no, and cunning to work all works and brass. And he came to the king and wrought all his work, for he cast 2 pillars of brass, 18 cubits high, and a line of 12 cubits did. Okay. So, and a line of 12 cubits did compass either of them round about. So was it 12 cubits of hewed stone or hewed brass pillars? I don't know. But let's see. And he made 2 chapters of molten brass to set upon the tops of the pillar. The height of one chapter was 5 cubits, and the height of the other was 5 cubits. And the nets of checker work and wreaths of chain work for the chapters which were on top of the pillars, 7 for one and 7 for the other. And he made pillars, and he made the pillars 2 rows round about, the one network to cover the chapters that were upon the top with pomegranates. So he did for the other one. This thing sounds so ugly. It's so ugly. And it seems like this would take a long ass fucking time. It seems like it would take a long ass fucking time. Okay. And he. And he did. Oh. And he made the pillars and 2 rows round about upon the network to cover the chapters that were on the top with the pomegranates. He did this to both of them. And the chapters that were on the top of the pillars were of lily work, and the porch 4 cubits. And the chapters upon the 2 pillars had pomegranates also above, over against the belly, which was by the network. And the pomegranates were 200 in rows round about upon the other chapter. Where you at? Here. You're too far, Blue. And he set up the pillars on the porch of the temple. And he set up the right pillar and called it Jachim. And he set up the other pillar and called it Boaz. This is a 3rd stone thing that's called Boaz. Remember, they're always naming rocks, and one is always called Boaz. It's really weird. What's up, Blue? Okay. And the other Boaz. And upon the top of the pillars was lily work. So the work of the pillars were finished. Dun dun dun. And he made I need you to get up, baby. Okay. And he made a molten sea 10 cubits from one brim to the other. And so it was round all about. And his height was 5 cubits, and a line of 30 cubits did compass it round about. And under the brim of it there were knops compassing it in a 10 cubit, compassing the sea 2 rows when it was cast. I don't know what that means. And it stood upon 12 oxen, 3 looking north, 3 looking south, 3 looking east, and 3 looking west. And the sea was set above upon them, that their hinder parts were inward. Okay. So they're ass to ass. Okay. They're ass to ass. And it was a handbreadth thick, and the brim was wrought like the brim of a cup with flowers. And it contained 2,000 baths. So, like, a whole country could take a bath in this bathtub. And why does he need a bathtub this big? It's a fucking pool. He needs to take a bath in a pool. You're fucking weird, cat. And he made 10 bases of brass. 4 cubits was the length, 4 cubits was the breadth, and 3 cubits the height. And the work of the basins was on this manner. They had borders, and the borders were between the ledges. I don't know what the fuck that means. But this thing is so ugly. And why? And I don't know if they're talking about this guy being the demon that helped Solomon build the temple and his houses or whatever his temple. This is an orphan. Well, a widow's son. It's not a demon. But okay. No. Ledges. And between the borders. Okay. And on the borders that were between the ledges were lions, oxen, cherubims. And upon the ledges there was a base above, and beneath the lions and oxens were certain additions made of thin work. What were these certain additions, man? It doesn't tell you what the certain additions were. And this would be so much better if it had some Kahlua in it. But nobody will buy me liquor because seizure pills. Because they're assholes. Okay. Native didn't work. And every base had 4 brazen wheels and plates of brass, and the 4 corners had undersetters under the laver were undersetters molten at the side of every edition. What the fuck? And on the borders that were between the ledges were lions, oxen, and cherubims. And upon the ledges that there was a base above and beneath the lions and oxen were certain additions made of thin work. Yeah, what were the additions? Okay. And every base had 4 brazen wheels and plates of brass, and the 4 corners had undersetters. Under the laver were undersetters molten at the side of every addition. So is this like a bad MIG welding? Like where they put too much metal on it and then it just looks clumpy and gross? Is it that kind of thing? I don't know. Okay. And the mouth of it within the chapiter and above was a cubit, but the mouth was round after the work of the base, and a cubit and a half, and also upon the mouth of it were gravings with their borders, 4 square, not round. Okay, so these were square. And under the borders were 4 wheels and and the axle trees of the wheels were joined to the base, and the height of a wheel was a cubit and a half. And the work of the wheels was like the work of a chariot wheel. Their axle trees, their naves, their felloes, their spokes, all were molten. And there were 4 undersetters to the 4 corners of the base. And the undersetters were of the very base itself. I don't know what an undersetter is. Like, I don't know what this is. I don't know what's happening. And I hate my hair. But I hate this. Okay. And the top of the base, there was a round compass, half a cubit high. On the top of the base, the ledges and the borders were of the same. For on the plates of the ledges and on the borders he graved cherubims, lions, palm trees, according to the proportion of everyone and the additions round about. 4 of the plates upon the border he engraved cherubims, lions, and palm trees, according to the proportion of everyone and the additions round about. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but okay. After this manner, he made 10 basins, All of them had one casting, one measure, and one size. Then he made 10 lavers of brass. One laver contained 40 bats, and every laver was 4 cubits. Upon every one of the 10 bases, one laver. And he put 5 bases on the right and 5 on the left side of the house. And he set the sea on the right side of the house, eastward against the south. And Hiram, the widow's son, made the lavers, the shovels, the basins. So Hiram made the lavers, the shovels, and the basins. Hiram made an end to doing all the work for King Solomon. The 2 pillars, the 2 bowls of the chapters that were on the top of the 2 pillars, the 2 networks. Hold on. This is what he finished. 2 pillars, the chapters, the pomegranate stuff, and 400 pomegranates for the 2 networks. Even 2 rows of pomegranates for 1 network to cover the 2 bowls of the chapters that were upon the pillars. And 10 bases, 10 lavers on the bases. 1 sea and 12 oxen under the sea. Under the sea. And the pots, the shovels, the basins, all these vessels which Hiram made for King Solomon, these were of bright brass. And the plain of Jordan did this guy, why? Why did he do that? I don't know why he did that. You gotta know why he did that. I don't fucking know. Wait, you're gonna hear what he did. Listen. In the plains of Jordan, the king cast them in the clay ground between Succoth and Zarthan. And Solomon left all the vessels unweighed because they were exceeding many. Neither was the weight of the brass found out. There's so much shit. Okay. Neither. Oh, yeah. Solomon made all the vessels that pertain to God's house. Everything gold. Everything was gold. Even the candlestick. He had 5 on the right side and 5 on the left before the oracle, with the flowers and the lamps and the tongs of gold, and the bowls, the snuffers, the basins, spoons. Everything was made of gold. Everything, the hinges, everything in the most holy place was gold. Even the doors. So, all of everything was finished, and King Solomon made for the house of the Lord. And Solomon brought in the things which David his father dedicated. The silver, the gold, and the vessels, everything he put in God's house. And we are going to end right there. Chapter 7. I'm terrible. Yeah, it's probably one chapter for the next 3 days. One chapter apiece. These are long ass chapters I forgot. The Book of Solomon talks so much about nothing. And it's more schematics of bullshit. Like, we need to know all this. Oh my god. I guess we do. We do kind of need all of it. We need to know all of it, huh? Anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I love you. Listen, keep your head down, your nose clean, your shoes tied. Don't get ready. Stay ready. Listen. Be good or be good at it. I love you. Bye.